in the Nelson Mandela Center of Memory in Houghton. South African-born Naidoo is the first person on the continent to be appointed to this position. He is a former anti-apartheid activist. He previously headed world bodies like Greenpeace and the global campaign to end poverty. Now let's find out more what's happening in Houghton. Our reporter Nthakoana Ngatane joins me now live. Thank you very much indeed. What's happening on your side?
Good morning, Blaine. Well, the media briefing is expected to start at exactly 10:40, so it's just a few minutes away. But just to say that Amnesty International is a London-based human rights organization that was started in 1961. And as you've rightfully pointed out, Kumi Naidoo is the first person from South Africa to be the Secretary General of this very, very important organization that looks to go around the world convincing ordinary people and governments to ensure that every person in the world enjoys the human rights enshrined in United Nations laws, as well as other arrangements or treaties around the world that seek to protect human rights. But first of all, let me talk to Mwikali Mutiani, who is the chairperson of the board of Amnesty International, to find out why it is that Kumi Naidoo was selected for this particular position in just a few seconds. Mwikali?
Thank you. We picked Kumi to head our organization, our global organization, because he has global experience. And we chose first to come and announce him from South Africa because this is the place where, as an early young man, 15 years, he was part of the apartheid movement. And he did get expelled from school for actually organizing a rebel within his school or a revolt. And so we felt that coming here, we're looking back at the place where he got his courage, and he stood for human rights or rights of the people at that early stage. So we're pleased that he also got a global experience. He's been now the founder and the co-chair of the Africa Rising, which stands for peace and dignity for Africans. And then he was also the global executive director for Greenpeace, which is a global organization. And Kumi is a champion for human rights. And so we're really pleased that given the state of human rights in the world right now, where there's shrinking space, there is so much that's happening where we've taken many back steps in areas of democracies. Countries that we felt were really key champions of human rights are going backwards. And so in this time, even as we plan to celebrate 70 years in December since the Declaration of Human Rights was signed, we're looking back and wondering what is there really to celebrate. And we feel that Kumi coming in with his vision, with his passion, he is well equipped to take Amnesty to the next level, and we are very pleased to really welcome him to our organization. He started work yesterday, and yesterday we also received great news that Tana Click, who is one of our chairs of Amnesty Turkey, who had been in jail for 14 months, was released from jail. And so Kumi comes in. It's a moment when we are celebrating Tana's release, and it's really great that it's a good start for him as he joins the organization.
Thank you very much. Mwikali Mutiani is the chairperson of the board of Amnesty International based out in London. She's here to introduce Kumi Naidoo back to South Africa, but also back to the world as he takes on this very important organization. But also he says that one of the reasons he decided to go for this job is this man behind me here. He says he saw a letter that he had written to thank Amnesty International for getting involved in the fight against apartheid here in South Africa. But also he has already said in a tweet, Blaine, that one of the first things that he's going to do is write to the government of Zimbabwe to ensure that a journalist who disappeared in 2015 is found, but also to talk to whoever will take over the government of Zimbabwe, as we know that it is right now in limbo with a constitutional case that is pending to be heard on whether ZANU-PF has won or not. So whoever takes over, Kumi Naidoo says he'll be talking to them to ensure that human rights are respected in Zimbabwe. Blaine?
Nthakoana, it's also a feather in the cap for Africa, isn't it? Because I think it's the first time that the Secretary General, as well as the board chair, are from Africa. It seems that we lost connection with Nthakoana Ngatane. They're live for us at Nelson Mandela Center of Memory in Houghton. Thank you very much indeed, though, for your time. Yeah, as I was saying, in Amnesty International's history, it's the first time that both the Secretary General and the board chair are from Africa. And I've just got a quote here from Kumi Naidoo with regards to his appointment as Secretary General. And he says, "I've been an activist and a campaigner all my life, so I'm excited to be joining the world's largest people movement for human rights at the time when we need to counter increasing attacks on basic freedoms and on civil society around the globe." So we'll keep in contact with Kumi Naidoo. Hopefully we can get him on the program very soon to give us his plans with regards to Amnesty International. Des?